Everything and everybody's doing just fine. Everybody watching on Twitter and on YouTube, welcome on board. Nice to have you. This will be a short broadcast, very short. Not too long. But it's a little rant. Hi Bernie, how you doing, bud? So curiosity kind of started to stream, so to speak, for lack of a better term. And not just like I just suddenly realized this. And I'm sure a lot of you all probably thought about this at one point or another. And I'm trying to figure something out, whether it's my thing to really figure out or not. That could be decided at another time. But I'm trying to figure out what this new phase is. I think it's a phase. I hope it's just a phase. Hopefully it just kind of naturally fizzle out, go away. Hopefully soon. I mean, it's not like it's going to end tomorrow. I'll tell you what I mean in a second. Although society as a whole would probably like it to go away as soon as possible, but time will tell. But with all the events that's been going on, my curiosity is trying to figure out where people think that they no longer have to listen. They no longer have to do things a certain way. What's up, Eric? Yeah, I've been taking a break, Eric. So I almost didn't broadcast tonight either, but I don't know. It's kind of like a precursor to maybe something more advanced that maybe I want to do soon. But I don't know. Well, anyways, the reason why I came on is because I'm just curious as to what this trend is. I don't even know if I could call it a trend. Michelle, hi. How you doing? Nice to see you guys. I don't know if it's a trend or a phase or something about people just doing whatever they want, however they want, whenever they want, because they can. Now, it's always been like that, but we're seeing it more. I don't know what you would call it, in a more literal or violent form. And I say that because obviously we're hearing all the, I'm you guys know me, so about aviation, and not just about aviation, but anytime that somebody boards an airplane and they think they don't have to listen to the flight crew, whether the cabin crew or the pilots themselves, and then all what breaks loose. The same thing in a store. I saw a video, and I think I retweeted it earlier, so it should be on my Twitter page because I did quote it. Of some guy, I think it was at a Walmart. I couldn't be mistaken, but I think it was at a Walmart. And oh yeah, let's be more specific. All right. So the reason why I titled this of listening is I think there's a trend going around where people are in places, and I'm trying to be specific by being general at the same time, because you could be at any place for any reason where you either have to do something a certain way, or the service or even products that you provided, like at a grocery store, for example, or a certain way because they have to be. Probably the perfect example is, when you're flying with the airlines, you have to do it their way. Why? Because flying is a federally mandated thing. So that would be hopefully that makes any sense. That's a great example. A lot of people think that they don't have to, and like I said, it's actually always been like that, where people don't think they have to listen to flight attendants. But then, like what just happened to me, at the top of the hour earlier. Now I know it's 10 o'clock here, my time, but around 9 o'clock when I got off, the very last thing I did, matter of fact, actually, the second that I clock out, so I see a whole bunch of kids come in, high school kids. And for those of you who don't know that, I forget exactly what the CDC says, but at least here in Ohio, I mean, if you're a child, or at least high school age, these kids look like they were high school age, although I'm a bad age guesser. Yeah, everybody has regulations, whether you're on board an airplane or you're inside a grocery store, like where I work. It's like anybody could go into any grocery store and buy said product that we offer. But if you're 15, 16, 17 something year old kid and and you're perfectly able-bodied, and I mean that in the most respectful way, and you get on riding carts, you doing it right in front of me, I'm going to give you hell to pay. And I'm not threatening nobody. I'm just saying that you just gave me a reason to kick you out of the store legally. And at one point I actually did threaten to call the cops. So technically, actually, I did threaten them. So just be on the record. But it didn't come to that point. They just kind of left on their own. And that was that. And hey, it'd be kids. I've seen kids have fun in our store. Have fun. Most of us don't give a willy-nilly about the things that you guys want to do to have fun, but the second that you're causing a ruckus, or at that point, I'm looking at it like, okay, well, it's only an hour until we close, because the store that I work at closed 4 minutes ago at 10 o'clock Eastern time or Ohio time, and you're still denying service to somebody who might need something that I view as quite important. Because there's a lot of times when I'm at work, like in the middle of the day, because we only have four riding carts at my work, and there's a lot of times when there's more than 4 people that need a riding cart, that actually need one. And every time that happens, and it happens more often than I would like it to happen, and it's just the nature of the trade, I guess. But one of the reasons why I came on is because I haven't been on in a while. Nice to see you guys. But people don't understand that there's some places, I mean, airlines and aviation is a perfect example, but any business, you're agreeing to the terms of how that business wants or needs to run. And they're not going to tell you how to shop. Sure hope not. I'm not going to. I don't know of any company that would tell you how the hell to shop. That might take things to the extreme, but like a dog, what's up? But it's just one of those things where, hey, just because I'm in the lobby, or maybe I'm just getting off or something, or what I do, doesn't mean I don't have some type of like say so. I'm gonna pan the camera a little bit because somebody's parking. I think it's a guest of this apartment complex. I don't want to film them. Yeah, good to see you guys too. Good to see everybody here. I'm not going to be on too much longer because I'm almost home, but it's nice to come on for a few minutes, see how everybody's doing. I've been taking a break, just focusing on the more important things in life. Um, I've been watching a few broadcasts, but not too many of them. But I will get back to a regular schedule, so to speak. But I don't know. I was just wondering. I don't know if you guys have any ideas where this is coming from. Just where people, you know, here in the United States, yes, we have rights. Yes, we have privileges, but that's only to a certain point. And we're getting to the point where people think that they don't have to listen to somebody they don't think that is an authority figure, regardless of what type of authority figure that person or persons happen to be, or maybe it's the company itself. Does it have to be like a specific individual or individuals, singular or plural? But I think that's where it's adding to the frustration, is where, no, I don't have to listen to Ryan. No, I don't have to listen to the flight attendant. No, I don't have to listen to that pilot. Like I said, I mean, I know I'm aviation. I mean, aviation is the perfect example, because then sit there and, then, not listen to the flight crew because they're an official statute, that doesn't, they're not cops, but we're all behaving as such where you, society's almost forcing us to play cop, if that makes any sense, when we're not. We have to play security guard. We have to play the Paul Blart mall car cop, so to speak. I had to say that. But and we can only do so much, to the point where, like, if there's a problem, then you call the appropriate authorities or something. It just sounds like an old black eyed dog. I think you're right. At least I think that has a heck of a lot to do with it. I mean, you're spot on. I mean, I think it's multifactual, or however you say that. It's just, yeah, it starts at home, and how those individuals are raised. Um, but then I think that only plays, a part of that. That's a major deal, yes, but I do know people, even in real life, where you know they were they've had, even family, like I'll give you an example that really didn't come to fruition, but like my cousin's a great example of that. Like where I'm walking right now, for those of you who don't know or not familiar with a lot of where I live or broadcast, this is Kent State University. I just live just off campus, right? But my cousin went here, and she went to the fashion school, and my aunt and uncle are pretty strict when she was growing up. My cousin's about, to give you perspective, she's about 10 years younger than I am. So she graduated a while ago, but oh, there's a deer. You see the deer out in the foreground? Way out there? Probably right there, I think. There you go. And that's a nice thing. It's kind of nice little cameo for you guys. Hi, Carol. Nice to see you. Nice on the YouTube. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Appreciate it. That's awesome. Yeah, I love that. Love that. Not too fond of like Facebook and some of the others, but yeah, that's usually my thing is Twitter and YouTube usually when I'm here. But my parents are in their 80s and still would not want to do anything rude in public that would make it back to my parents because I wouldn't want to disappoint them. Excellent. Excellent. I mean, it would be nice that everybody would think that way. I mean, I don't know how much pressure that would put on a lot of individuals the way they are. Because you always thinking, you always have that in the back of your head where, you know, but some people are accustomed to that, and that's awesome. Um, your real name, Cami? Am I pronouncing that correctly? Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that correctly. Horrible at pronouncing names. I'm horrible at remembering names too. In case you guys didn't know, both inanimate objects and people. But I do my best. But no, I know all you guys or most of you guys. But I'm just saying, like my cousin being a good example. Okay, I see. All right. That's one of the reasons why I like Haps is because it enables to go to multiple platforms at one time. But I'm just kind of walking around, just enjoying the sprinkling right now. Almost done sprinkling, kind of. But yeah, I know. And Periscope too, from the Periscope days. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Kind of neighbors, aren't we? I think I'm what 2 hours north of you, or am I wrong? But um, or am I thinking of somebody else? And Twitter. Okay. Um, well, back to my cousin. It's a shorter story than I'm making it to be, but there wasn't too much of a worry more than what my aunt and uncle really had it going for my cousin, who's female, by the way. But Kent State University is known to be a party college, and rightfully so. And they were worried that she was just gonna party, 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 and not study, study, study. And there was a while where my aunt and uncle, Katrina, hi, how's it over in Phoenix? Nice to see you. They got a little worried because there was a while where she wasn't calling home and so on and so forth. And what they did is like, okay, well, Ryan, you only work a couple miles down the street, and it's being a public place. So at first they're like, let us know if she stops in to get groceries. So like if she shops there, or you just randomly see her or whatever. They're like, she's not like she never went missing. Don't get me wrong or anything, but just like, we're just kind of that's unlike her. Just and that was my cousin just exploring the freedom that she thought she didn't have growing up. She didn't have that kind of freedom. She had rules of the house. They were a little bit more strict than some other parents, and that's understandable. So they thought that she would just go out and just do whatever she wanted, and so I literally 107. Woo! Sorry if there was a little loud. If you guys are wearing headphones, my apologies. But that's hot, hot, hot. But they're like, start asking people if they know anybody that's going through the fashion program. You know, So that's literally what I started doing. I'm like, okay, well, do you guys go to Kent State? Yeah, okay. Do you know anybody in a fashion program? Are you in a fashion program or something? And I asked around enough where somebody thought they knew her. I wasn't sure if they really actually knew her, but they didn't have any classes with her. So literally the next day I'm just doing my thing, and because I work outside, my duty's usually outside on the parking lot of the store. You know, I'm usually the first person that you're going to interact with and the last person you're going to interact with at the store that I work at. And I take great pride in that. And I see this red car pull up with this young female in it, have no freaking clue that it's my cousin, rolls down the window, and all I hear, "Hey, Ryan." I turn around and sure as hell, that's my cousin. You know, obviously I recognized her right away when she rolled down the window, but, you know, just random red car. I had no idea that was her until she rolled down the window and I recognized her voice and looked at her. So we talked a little bit and that was that. But just, you know, going to places, going to establishments and being like you know, my apologies that I'm calling them the fools that they are. But I saw a video where yes, there was a fool, or at least somebody acting foolish, where he's sitting there trying to beat up a Walmart employee. I think that's what it looked like. I retweeted it. Looked like he was getting beat up by a shopping cart. Looked like the guy was trying to smash him into something else, like a register or something. And, you know, he's like literally bouncing shopping cart off the guy. And then the guy starts walking away, or the perpetrator, or the assailant, whatever you want to call him. And then he has his back turned to the employee after they said that he was like spit on or whatever. And then just literally just clobbers him. Just completely knocks him out. And I want to warn you, if you haven't seen the video yet that I retweeted, it's a little disturbing to watch because yes, you do hear the guy's head hit the floor. And that's never, ever, ever a good thing. And I was reading some of the comments, and some people I think are right, because if you watch the video, the guy turned around and then started backing away. I mean, he wasn't backing away, but he started walking away from the guy that he was trying to beat up, which was the employee. And then gets soccer punched. So, I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not an attorney. I never went to law school. I never will go to law school. But I have to agree with a lot of the commenters. They're thinking that employee's going to get in trouble too. Now, naturally, that employee's probably going to get in trouble with a store, with his workplace. That's a given. That's a given. Work in retail and sit there and something like that, you get physical. Yeah. But him soccer punching the assailant, the customer, or the trespasser, whatever you want to call him, after he turned around and started walking away, he's probably in some legal trouble, if not about to get in some serious legal trouble. Because at that point, his life wasn't in danger. And that wasn't even close to like hand-to-hand combat or anything like that, or self-defense, anything, whatever you want to call it. None of that. So it'd be interesting to see if that person actually gets in trouble, what kind of trouble they actually get into. Probably be fired and charged with some type of, yes, yeah, that's exactly right, Katrina. Yeah, oh yeah, some type of assault. And you know, my point is they were both wrong. They were both wrong. Person lost his cool. I don't even know what started it. I don't know. I don't even know where it happened, other than it happened, I believe, at a Walmart. It looked like a Walmart from the video, but as far as like any details, I have no idea at all. So, but it's one thing, like we're all humans, and there's a time and place for everything, and there's times when if we're gonna lose our cool, I'm sure there's better ways of doing it, and it may be better places of doing it. Not all of us have a basement, but it's just a matter of speaking. Go in your basement and just let out a couple yelps or screams or whatever, or maybe in your attic, or maybe your backyard. Not necessarily in a literal sense, but you know, I mean, but the second that we get violent, whether it's on ourselves, and maybe like if you're in a kitchen, you get frustrated because maybe you're having trouble with a recipe, and all of a sudden the world just collapses on you and start breaking wine glasses or whatever, then it becomes a problem. Even if you're by yourself, then it becomes a problem. Something has to be, dealt with. Okay. Welcome back. But in any retail establishment, not just retail, any establishment where you have to like patron physically, restaurants, hell, you don't even have to go inside the establishment. You could go up to like a drive-through, or maybe a drive-in. We have like a local drive-in called Swenson's, and not that anything has happened at a Swenson's, but it's like a traditional like drive-in from like the 50s and 60s, and that's the only way you can get your service at that restaurant. It's a very good restaurant, by the way. Highly recommended. Awesome. Get the Galley Boy, guys. Little shout out. It's not sponsored, I promise. But I haven't been there in quite a while because I don't own a car, so that's probably one of the first places I'm gonna patron the second that I get myself a car. Is give me a Galley Boy. That's one of their burgers there. It's a double cheeseburger. But anyways, just my example would be like you could sit in the car, and regardless of the reason, sit there and lose your cool or something, start beating on the steering wheel or honking unnecessarily, or whatever. Yeah, you're gonna draw attention to yourself. Maybe not physically on somebody else, but that's when it's like, okay, well, we don't know what that individual is going through, what they have been through. BJ, what's up, bud? How you doing? Probably not going to be on too much longer. My arm's getting tired. I'm getting tired too, but didn't plan on staying on terribly too long. But yeah, we're talking about like why people think they could just do whatever they want in times when you really shouldn't be doing what you want. So it's raining right now. It's very light. I can almost get away with this, it's the inside of my umbrella, but right now I just prefer to keep the camera facing outward right now. But I'm just kind of walking in circles, talking with you guys. So just hopefully providing a little entertainment for you. But I don't know. I just thought I'd rant a little bit. Just because you think somebody's not an authority that you would think that of what authority really is, of the true meaning of the word, doesn't mean that you can't have guidelines or guidance or suggestions or whatever you call it. Rules, so help me God. Oh my God, I gotta follow rules. Oh my God. Okay, pardon me. But I'm just saying, there's another deer. Check that out. I saw one a little bit earlier. Maybe that's the same one. I think he sees me. But let's go over here. Try not to venture too far over because then it's all dark over there and you can't. Yeah, I think he's having fun. I think he's playing. I don't know where the rest of his family is. Is he still over there? Yeah, he's still over there. I'm assuming somebody's in that white car. I don't know. It's running. I don't know. But so that was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Especially that close. That had to have been what ran through this way. So I don't know, the closest point, maybe 25, 30 feet, something like that. That's pretty close. I don't think I've really got that close to a deer, really, just in the wild. But I'm probably get off here in a few more moments here. I know I keep saying that, and we're going on 32 minutes now, but that's okay. But I don't know. I just just spread the word. Just there's always even if I know a lot of people that think they actually don't have friends or even acquaintances, and you know you don't have to call them loners or nothing, but there's always somebody there to help, even if you think the help doesn't exist, or there's somebody that will always listen. You guys might think or might know somebody that, well, I could talk to such and such. They won't care. Honestly, we don't know that. Yeah, they're probably going through their own stuff too. We all go through stuff in life. Thank you. Glad to be back. It's been a while. Everybody goes through their own things, their own hardships. Some are more obvious than others. Some are more severe than others. Some are more easily helped than others. I say that because I happen to be a very stubborn person myself. I'm very stubborn when it comes to a lot of things. I'll give you an example. Like I was leaving church on Sunday, and we're supposed to have some kind of banquet right after church. So I told my boss, I said, well, I got to be there at 1, but I might be a few minutes late. So I'll just eat at church instead of eating at work before I clock in, which is what I normally do. And I'm sitting there thinking I'm darn ass broke at that time. Like nothing. Like I sit there and plan on it, and I'm like, okay, well, this is a nice thing, and this is a meal that we normally wouldn't have. And shame on me for planning something silly, almost relying on something that I really shouldn't have relied on, to the point where it's like my ride is like, okay, well, we'll eat there, whatever, and we'll have fun, whatever, and it's a church thing. That's awesome. And decides to leave, and we end up leaving so early that, and mind you, the ride that I usually get, we're actually opens church, so he's actually somebody that's actually there even before the congregation actually gets there. He's actually there usually even before the worship team even gets there to rehearse every Sunday. And we leave literally the moment that that our pastor starts with his sermon. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, I'm not trying to cause any hell or nothing unnecessarily, but it's like, me just being Ryan and just being human and making the mistakes that I make. It's like what the heck? Like we don't have to stay for the banquet or nothing or whatever and food. It's like that's okay, but you're the first one here and you sit there and you're not even gonna listen to the sermon. I'm like, come on, man. So then the guy that's cooking comes out of the kitchen, here's the ruckus going on. Yeah, Eric, are you still here? Eric was here a few minutes ago. Nice to see everybody, by the way. But the unnecessary ruckus that I was causing, you know, the cook comes out, is one of our deacons, and proceeds to hand me a $5 bill. And I'm sitting there thinking, that's your money. You earned it. It's yours. I'm not going to take it. And I was so stubborn that no breakfast, no lunch. And by the time I got home that night, mind you, I was at church at like 8:30 that morning. And I seriously didn't eat anything until like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Because by the time I got home, it was almost 10 o'clock. So by the time I actually sat down to relax and get something to eat, no, it's okay. I mean, it was one day and I didn't really make too big of a deal about it. Just, a 30-second fuss. But it's like, to me, it was like a what the H do kind of thing. Because I'm like, communication. Like, I would have packed my lunch. I would have had something ready to pack my lunch or something. And that's just me. That's how I am. I don't know how you guys are in situations like that, but for me, it was more of a communication thing. Like I relied on something that I shouldn't have relied on, not asking or not requesting or something, or even nobody says anything around bringing food with him, anyways, which is no big deal because even the lunchbox that I'll bring if I pack my lunch for an all-day work. My church is nice enough where I could put my lunchbox, even though technically it's stay cold, but when it's getting hotter or whatever, I'm allowed to put it in the fridge at church in their kitchen, which is awesome. They don't have to let me do that, but they do. They let me do that because they're Christian like that. But so that's some of the things like, examples for, what I'm going through, whatever, but I don't know. I was just trying to figure out, maybe I might do a more formal thing about this sometime in the future. I have no idea when or where or how. Usually I go on my computer, but I don't know. I haven't used my computer in quite a while. Matter of fact, the last time I used my computer, I think, was the last time I broadcasted, I think. Or at least not on mobile. But guys, I'm gonna head on off now. Because I'm tired and want to relax a little bit. Got to get up early in the morning. So, like I said, it's nice to see you guys. So I'm back, kinda, sorta. So at first it'll probably be more sporadic, random stuff. But I don't know. It's just a thought to feed your curiosity, so to speak, just to you know, there's always help, even if you don't think there's help. 'Cause like I said, we never know what somebody's going through. because there's not always an opportunity to ask or get in their business or whatever. But that doesn't make it right to lose our cool on necessary places, if that makes any sense. So yes, good night, everybody. Thank you for being here. I've enjoyed you guys tonight. Not really something I should worry about, but I was thinking that I was just going to be talking to replay viewers or something. So it's actually not a bad thing, because that's practice too. Almost like YouTube style, just pure YouTube or something, like a pre-recorded video or something. But you guys have a good night. Nice seeing you. I will be back sometime. Just trying to sort things out that I view is a little bit more important than streaming on a Samsung device right now. But just to make this aware, I know it's dark. I know you guys can't see nothing. Even if I bring it to my face, you're not going to be able to see my face either. So I'm sorry. But but that's why I was in the circle. I was trying to use that light wisely. But just hear me out for a second. There's a new app called Heckle, and it's only available on iOS. And I'm hearing rumors that it's on the iOS on the not the Play Store, but the App Store. But I guess from what I'm hearing from friends is you need some kind of invite code, because just like here, it's a beta thing, and only letting certain people, so many people at a time, just didn't want to overwhelm the system, I guess. But it's not available on Android yet, so I'm right there. So if you're on Heckle and wonder where the heck I am, and I'm streaming here, I'm waiting for it to go to Android too, because I just promised a friend earlier today that I'll come on the very second, the very moment that it's available, and take advantage of that. Because when Periscope came around, Periscope was almost already a year old. So yeah. So I'm just trying not to broadcast those people, because there's a little bit light over there because of the lobby. But you guys have a good night, and I will see you next time. Either on this app, or maybe Heckle might be available by then. I don't know. Depends on how long it is. Hopefully it won't be as long as what it already has been. Good night, everybody.